All right, so it's a 2-minute warning. Boston College has it first and goal. I'm wondering if they'll just ram it down Florida State's throat and put on another touchdown. It's 28-13. Game's over. Florida State is going to go 0-2, lose to two straight ACC teams. And they have, I think their percentage now, since they've lost both games, is a 1% chance to make the college football playoff. Hey, at least there's a chance. So where do you go from here as a Florida State fan? You know, as a Florida fan, I can relate. You got lied to. You were told that your team was supposed to be good. Your defensive line was supposed to be a strength. Your quarterback was doing well. Trust me, I've heard it. Okay, been there. I can relate. And you know, listen, as a Florida fan, I can't wait for the Florida State-Florida game because I really think that's one of the games that Florida has a chance to win, and vice versa. Florida State feels like, hey, at least we've got to win down the road, we think. So Florida State and Florida is going to be like a game of just mid-off, you know, it just, whoever just doesn't suck the worst. I mean, this is a bad look. Really, Florida and Florida State. I mean, you got two prominent Florida schools who just look terrible. You know, the first game, and now Florida State really looks bad, looks worse their second game. I think the last time I looked, Florida State only had like 21 rushing yards. Florida State for the entire game or something like that. I think Boston College had over 200. So not a good, I mean, this is not a good start. Mike Norvell, I mean, went in a couple of Twitter spaces where they're talking about it. Man, there is some peed off Florida State fans, and rightfully so. I mean, DJU 21 of 42, and if you've seen the game, I mean, he missed a wide open wide receiver in the corner of the end zone. I mean, wide open. There was nobody within about 6 yards of this guy, and he just overshoots him. I mean, he very inconsistent, but he's been like that at Clemson, at Oregon State. I mean, there's a reason why other teams had him and they got rid of him. Former 5-star quarterback, which is insane. Came with Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. Think about that. He was right in the middle. I think he was the second-rated quarterback after Bryce Young. So, I mean, just how the mighty have fallen, which I don't think he was really ever mighty. But, yeah, 21 rushing yards for Florida State, which it's got to sting for Florida State a little bit. Trayshawn Ward, who used to play for Florida State, 12 carries, 77 yards, does have a reception touchdown. He's got actually 3 catches for 61. Could have been more. He actually dropped an easy touchdown or easy catch in the first quarter. But, I mean, you got to just scrap everything if you're Florida State and just try to find some kind of juice is what, you know, everyone wants to say. What's going to get the fan base going? You know, a change at the quarterback position? Is DJU, who's behind him? I heard Florida State has a high-ranked quarterback behind him. You're 0-2. I mean, you're not facing superior opponents in the ACC. Why don't you throw him out there? I mean, because let's be honest, DJU is at blame on some of these throws. I mean, in this game, I mean, you're only 15 points. There's a touchdown. They only got 3, so there's added 4, so it could be 28-17. You look at some of the other throws that just wild throws that are open. Now, granted, there's a tight end that he hit a couple of times, just drops, and it looks like the tight end, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was just out of rhythm or something. I don't know if he just wasn't expecting the ball to be right there for once. But, you know, I mean, there was a couple of drops, but I'm not going to say those couple of drops would have changed. It would have made the drives go on. But DJU, with his inconsistency, is a problem for Florida State. I mean, you know, confidence is key in a quarterback, and it looks like DJU, there's just the confidence is shot. So, you know, Florida State, I can relate as a Florida fan. And, you know, I got to make a video and listen, it's the only game on Monday night. And I'm a channel who likes to, you know, talk about other teams other than Florida for once. And I wish my brothers were here because they're big Florida State fans. One didn't answer me for like 24 hours. He knew that wasn't going to be bad. But I got a couple other people to call now. But Florida State definitely will not be ranked in the top 25. But y'all let me know in the comments if you're a Florida State fan. Like, I know you're frustrated, but Mike Norvell had a 13-0 season last year. Of course, we all know, got skull dragged in the bowl game. What happens now? You know, I mean, you have a quarterback that completed 50% of his passes. At least Boston College, at least they're taking a knee. They're actually showing mercy on Florida State. And this game was in Tallahassee. You know, the fans were waving and everything and doing that same song they do like over and over and over. You know what I'm talking about. That same horrible song. So really, I don't have too much sympathy for you because come up with a different song. I'm sorry. It's really. Sometimes I just had to put it on mute so I stopped hearing that song. But let's be honest, where do you go? Castellanos was only 10 of 16 for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. He beat you with his legs a lot of times, 14 carries for 73 yards and the 1 touchdown. You saw it early that Boston College really looked like the better team. They were dominant up front. And if you can win in the trenches, we all know in this game of football, if you are more physical and you are attacking that defensive line, it's going to be a long day for any defense. And Florida State, man, it was a long night for them. Monday Night Football, not a good look. 0-2 on the season, 0-2 in the conference. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're not a non-Florida State fan, if you are a Florida State fan, I would like to hear from you because what do you think? Mike Norvell, does he need to go, or are you just like, okay, you want to see changes before something happens? Because at least you have seen Mike Norvell have a 13-0 season and, you know, have a great season. So you've seen success, but where do you go from now? You know, I mean, where do you go to? So, and is it time for the DJU experience to be done? Because that might, I'm going to go ahead and say that might need to happen because too inconsistent, especially for that Florida State fan base. But hey, guys, as always, I appreciate y'all watching this channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.